Here it comes! From the 444RR Studios in Maryland, it's The Talk Is Right, the only UCast with game shows, magic, and more. And now, here's the star of The Talk Is Right, 444RR.
All right, hello everybody, it's time for the return of The Talk Is Right. And yes, I have not had time to film a Talk Is Right because I just haven't had time. I've been really, really busy. But hopefully my plan is to film one at least once a month. Hopefully, but it might be more like twice a month. You know, 2 times a month I'll film a Talk Is Right. That'd be every other week. But we'll see what happens. Who knows? All right, so we have a lot of game show news to report on this week, and let's get right into the game show news. Price is Right news to start us off with, and I am wearing my Price is Right Live t-shirt. I'm going to start wearing, just like in my 365-day Magic Challenge, I'm going to be wearing the Price is Right Live tee every episode of The Talk Is Right. All right, so Price is Right news. We're going to first start off with upcoming specials. If you've been living under a rock, you probably don't know that The Price is Right is filming a first-ever kids special. For the first time ever, children ages 8 to 14 will be joining their parents on stage at The Price is Right. Each parent/legal guardian may bring up to 2 children to the taping, which is going to be this Monday coming up, March 25th at 12 p.m. the arrival time. So that's going to be actually really exciting, and I know one of my good YouTube friends, SCVKMT, will actually be going to the kids special, and maybe he'll get lucky enough to get called up to come on stage. Tickets are all sold out for that. So if you're like, wait, can I go? No. If you're a kid or you're a parent and want to take your kids, tickets have been sold out for actually a couple months. They announced this kids special, I think back in like late December, early January. So they've been sold out since they've really talked about it. Some other upcoming Price is Right specials. For the first time ever, Price is Right's going to do a graduation special. Calling all 2013 high school grads, The Price is Right wants you to come on down to celebrate your success at our special graduation episode, Monday, April 1st. April Fools! No. But they are actually going to do that, and tickets for that are all sold out as well. So don't try for that. There's going to be a Mother's Day special again. All moms are going to be coming to the show. I think it is, it's a mom and a child. A mom and an over 18 kid. Let's see. There's also going to be a Father's Day special with a dad and an over 18 kid. They're going to do the Back to School special again and the 4th of July special. And there are still tickets for the, let's see, I'm looking at the tickets right now online, and there's still tickets for the Father's Day special, the Back to School special, and the 4th of July special. Father's Day special tapes on Sunday, April 5th. And the Back to School special tapes Sunday, April 5th, and Wednesday, April 8th will be the 4th of July special. And Price is Right is actually starting to tape on Sundays now for a couple of their shows. So, what the consensus is online about that is they're going to try taping on Sundays now as a little test run here. And there's also going to be a firefighters special as well. If all firefighters get called to come on down, and that's going to be well, boy, I just lost the firefighters special. Anyways, there's going to be one. I don't know where it just went, though. I just lost it. Oh, there it is. Sunday, April 14th for the Firefighters Day special. And if you want to see all the Price is Right specials and know where there's tapings, you can go to pricesright.com and click on tickets at the top of the page. Okay, speaking of Price is Right, we also have, I reported about 2 months ago, the Price is Right model, Brandy Cohen's legal win. She won $7.7 million for pregnancy discriminations. But thanks to bad jury instructions, the trial's going back. Brandy's going back to trial. A judge has ordered a new trial for Price is Right model Brandy Cohen because of bad jury instructions. The jury was given wrong information in pregnancy discrimination. There's a certain set of rules, which I have some legal mumbo-jumbo here, thanks to the HollywoodReporter.com, where this story comes from. But it says, okay. After Cohen won her trial, the California Supreme Court made a decision about jury instructions in a mixed motive discrimination case. Judges need to instruct the jury that discrimination is not just a motivating factor / reason for termination, but a substantial motivation factor / reason. In the Cohen case, the judge failed to issue this substantial guidance despite a request from the defendants. So because of that, she's going back to trial and seeing if she can win her money back again. But the Price is Right legal team, let's see, I got to find it here in the story. Producers wanted the judges to toss a $7.7 million win and enter a verdict in their favor. Cohen allegedly had failed to prove they knew of her pregnancy-related depression, and they couldn't have discriminated against her based on the condition if they weren't aware of it. They also said there was no substantial evidence that her pregnancy was the reason they didn't rehire her. The judge rejected all this, saying the evidence established that the defendants discriminated against the plaintiff, terminating her on the grounds of her prior pregnancy and complications. The evidence is sufficient to support the verdict. So she did have the evidence according to what the judge says. So we're going to see, and I'll bring you more information about the Brandi Cohen lawsuit, and we will see what happens in that. Okay, and another Price is Right. If you didn't see it, back on yesterday. It was Monday. It was Monday, which would have been the 18th. The Price is Right has a few games in which only plays very few times for a season for good reason. They give a contestant a chance to win some gigantic prize or prizes, which the three that they don't play that often, well, actually the four that don't play that often, is Pay the Rent. Pay the Rent gets played a lot more than these other three games. Three Strikes, Golden Road, and Triple Play. Those four games, they call them the Big Four. They really don't include Pay the Rent in the Big Four. They really just call them the Big Three. But the Big Four, I include Pay the Rent. They don't play those that often because you have a chance to win a big, huge prize that could break the Price is Right budget. Pay the Rent being $100,000. You win expensive cars and Three Strikes and Golden Road, and you have a chance to win 3 cars in Triple Play. The popular Three Strikes game came out on Monday with a Jaguar XF on the line. It was a $53,000 car, and the contestant, Elizabeth, is very close to winning it. She has 1 pull left. She has 2 strikes and filled in every number but the final number in the car. Does she win it? Well, go to PriceIsRight.com or go to Price is Right's YouTube page and find the video. It's called The Price is Right, 3 Strikes for a Jaguar. And you can see if she wins the Jaguar or not. Of course, spoiler alert, that episode's already aired, so you probably know if she's won it or not. But I'm not going to spoil it. If you haven't seen it, go check it out because it's a really cool video. And it's one of actually the longest 3 strikes playing in the Drew Carey era because she just kept pulling numbers and putting them in the wrong spots. So it's one of the longest playings in the Drew Carey era. All right, we got a little bit of rumor control. There's some rumors swirling around the internet. This is not actually a rumor. It's actually to be fact. Alex Trebek's contract for Jeopardy will expire in 2016, and the then 76-year-old host is not expected to sign an extension, so he's not going to be returning in 2016 as the host of Jeopardy. Sony has allegedly been feeling out various personalities to take over the reins of the long-running syndicated quiz show. So far, 2 front-running names are both news personalities. It's been reported that Today host Matt Lauer is currently at the top of the list. Lauer's contract with the NBC morning show ends in 2015, and like Trebek, he is not expected to re-up his deal. The Huffington Post, is reporting that CNN anchor and daytime talk show host Anderson Cooper is being considered for the gig. Cooper's deal with CNN ends next year. Cooper does not have experience with the show and games in general. Does have experience with the show and games in general. In 2013, he won a Jeopardy Power Players game and $50,000 for his charity. He also hosted the He was also the acclaimed host of the equally acclaimed ABC reality game show, The Mole. Other names inevitably come out of the woodwork as 2016 approaches, so stay tuned for more updates on that. Also, as you know, as you probably heard, Meredith Vieira is not going to be returning next season for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Well, late-breaking news has come into the studio today that Cedric the Entertainer has been named new host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So, Cedric will join the show's 12th season this upcoming fall. The previous 11 seasons were hosted by Meredith Vieira, who retired from the long-running syndicated Quizzer in January. And Cedric has said this: "I'm truly looking forward to hosting Millionaire. The show is a modern-day game show giant, and the team at Disney and ABC have been great at putting the right elements together over 11 seasons. I'm excited to entertain all of those who watch and play as Season 12 launches. It's going to be a good time every day." So that's going to be very, very exciting. I'm not sure how I feel about Cedric the Entertainer, but we'll have to see how he comes across on camera. We also have another confirmation. GSN is going to make a lot of classic game show fans very, very happy. The Game Show Network has officially announced that on Monday, April 1st, the 80s game show Sale of the Century will be joining the morning lineup at 9:30. The listings show an hour of match game at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, Pressure Luck at 9, Sale of the Century at 9:30. It's the first time the series has been seen on GSN, and the first time it's been on the air since reruns on USA Network in the early 90s. A brief revival named Temptation aired during the 2007-2008 seasons. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see the return of Sale of the Century. And that actually had Jim Perry from Card Sharks. He was the host. I think there was a couple hosts of that show, but Jim Perry was one of them. Okay, now GSN is also reviving one of the shows that has been getting a lot of airtime. GSN is going to revive Minute to Win It. Out goes the cook, so Guy Fieri will not be the host, and he will not be returning, but in comes the Olympian. Apollo Anton Ono is to host GSN's Minute to Win It revival. Apollo Anton Ono will replace former host Guy Fieri, who hosted the NBC version. GSN has picked up the hour-long series for 40 episodes, which will debut this summer. Boot camp for the series has already begun. Each episode will see contestants play up to 10 games using household items. The top prize for GSN's version is $250,000, the largest top prize for a game show in GSN's history. And also, I want to say congratulations to Jeff Foxworthy and the American Bible Challenge, because the American Bible Challenge returns for Season 2. Don't have the exact date. I think it's this week. Might be this week. But congratulations to Jeff Foxworthy and the American Bible Challenge. Great game show. Glad to see a Bible-themed game show out there. All right. ABC debuts Bet Your Baby Saturday, April 6th. Now, you probably heard me talk about this earlier. Melissa Peterman, who hosted the CMT hosted game show The Singing Bee, is hosting this new Bet Your Baby show. Bet Your Baby sees 5 families play games and try to predict the child's next move. The eventual winner has a shot of leaving with $50,000 for the child's education by winning a $50,000 scholarship. This is one where the baby's going to play games. You're basically betting on your baby, how they'll do. Weird game show. That's why it's going to be on Saturday, April 6th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Saturday is the wasteland on television where shows are burned off and nothing but repeats typically exist. So I don't think ABC is actually thinking this show is going to be very good. So we'll see what happens with that. Speaking of Melissa Peterman, she's hosting another game show. ABC is casting for a new show, Dancing Fools, which debuts May 29th. ABC is stepping back into the unscripted genre. The network has begun casting for its new dancing show, Dancing Fools. The show, hosted by Melissa Peterman, sees contestants from outrageous and memorable dances caught on camera go on the air and perform for a chance to win $10,000. The series will debut on Wednesday, May 29th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. With the show's debut quickly approaching, they are looking for duos, trios, and teams who are not professionals to dance for the chance at 5 figures. Are you funny? Love to dance? ABC Family and the producers of The Singing Bee and Oh Sit are searching for the most creative, energetic, and hilarious contestants for a new show where you and your dance partners will have a 50-50 shot at winning a grand prize of $10,000. We're looking for outrageous duos, trios, and teams who are not professionals but love to dance and have a passion for performing. If you're a SoCal local and either already have an extremely adorable or hilarious viral video, or you and your friends have always wanted to create an original dance routine to one of your favorite pop songs but never have, email us today. Please submit your name, contact info, and photo to dancingfoolscasting@gmail.com. So I don't know how this is going to work. It might be pretty good because you love watching people on YouTube dance like idiots. So you may already work. And one other thing, which is kind of a little old news, but it's been about a month, I think, since we've heard this news. About a month, almost a month. The CW has named Anisha Taylor for the new host of the revival of Whose Line Is It Anyways? It's going to be very, very exciting. During the launch of all the improv comedy shows that have been coming over the past few years, people constantly say the same thing. Why don't they just bring Whose Line back? Good news, they are. Colin Mockery announced March 1st on his Twitter the previously discussed rumors that Warner Brothers is bringing back the iconic improv comedy show for a new season to the CW. TV Guide is reporting that the CW is launching the new series. Anisha Tyler has been named the new host, replacing Drew Carey, and you might know her from The Talk on CBS. However, the old Whose Line cast will be back. Colin Mockery, Ryan Stiles, and Wayne Brady are all confirmed to return. The original American version of Whose Line Is It Anyways ran from 1998 to 2007. Despite low expectations running against Friends on Thursday nights, Whose Line proved to be a solid performer for ABC. The series, even after cancellation, has enjoyed successes in DVD sales, various spin-offs, and tens of millions of views on YouTube. And there's a little bit of an update to that. The CW is the network behind the upcoming revival of Whose Line Is It Anyways. The CW's revival of Whose Line will debut this summer. So it's going to be very, very exciting to see the return of Whose Line Is It Anyways this summer. One of my favorite shows. I'm not sure how I really feel about Anisha Tyler being the host, but she might be pretty good, so we'll see. I'm not sure if she has background in like improv comedy, but she might. I don't know. I don't know her background. I think she is a stand-up comedian, but I'm not sure if she has an improv in background or not. A background in improv. But you don't really need a background in improv to really be the host of an improv show. You just need to have some stand-up comedy background, in my opinion. So we'll see how that works. All right, it's now time for the game show news. And normally, I'm going to try something a little different here. I'm about tired of the edits. I'm trying not to edit this. I'm going to try to do this all in one take. So we're going to see how this works. Oh, I hope this works. So you'll probably see a lot of flub-ups and goof-ups here, but we'll see. Okay. So, Magic-related news. There is a lot of Magic-related news, especially about Burt Wonderstone, the incredible Burt Wonderstone. I'm not going to talk about that quite yet. I want to talk first about The Great and Powerful Oz. If you have not yet gone and seen The Great and Powerful Oz, please do. I hear it's an amazing movie. It's been out for about 3 weeks. I have not yet seen it, but I do plan on seeing it. Hopefully, I will either see Burt Wonderstone or The Great and Powerful Oz this weekend. I'm hoping I will, but I don't know if I will. But if I do go see one, I'll give my review of it next week. Or the following week, whenever I have the next episode of The Talk Is Right. But I hear Burt Wonderstone. If you're into magic or you like magic, I hear it's a great and funny movie. And I hear Jim Carrey's hilarious in it. I hear it's a great role for him to play. He plays the kind of Chris Angel magician, but I'm going to give a little bit of the plot line. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I'm going to give a little bit of the plot line in just a little bit. But The Great and Powerful Oz, if you don't know the story about that, it's basically the backstory to the Wizard of Oz. It's basically how did the wizard get there and what did he do before he came to Oz, when he was in Kansas. There's a really cool interactive site for The Great and Powerful Oz. I want to say it's, do I have it? I don't think I have it on me, but it's gotooz.com or something like that. That's not right. But anyways, I don't remember the actual name of the site. But Look it up. It's the you have to use Google Chrome for it. It only works with Google Chrome. But it's a really cool little site where you go through the circus that the Wizard of Oz works in before he gets transported to Oz. And it's really neat. And there's some cool interactive things you can do with your web camera and stuff. So go check that out. I think it's goToOz.com or something like that. But if you put it in Google, it should come right up. Put in Great and Powerful Oz, Google Chrome site. Okay, so now we're going to talk a lot about the Great and Powerful Oz. That's the only really, that's the only thing that I really have to talk about this week. If you are in Las Vegas, Bally's Casino is doing a Burt Wonderstone kind of promotional magic show type thing. Burt Wonderstone and Anton Marvelton are actually doing a magic show at the Bally's Casino. I don't know if this is going to be for a long time or if it's kind of a promo push for the movie. I don't really know, but we'll see. Here's if you don't know the plot line to Burt Wonderstone, it's these best friends. They've been best friends forever, and they become a team when Burt Wonderstone is like 10 or 11 years old, and they stick with each other for the next like 30 years, and they become headliners in Vegas. And this new kind of Chris Angel type magician, played by Jim Carrey, comes on the scene and steals their spotlight, and they try to get the spotlight back. That's kind of the plot line. A coworker I work with went and saw Burt Wonderstone. He said that if you're a magician or you love magic, or even if you know a little bit about magic, like you know some magicians or something, it's still a good movie. And I hear it's a good movie for everyone. There's actually Joe Diamond, who's a magician, has reviewed Burt Wonderstone, and I'm going to do a little bit of kind of what he has to say. And this is what Joe Diamond has to say when he watched the premiere in Chicago. I was shocked, excited, and a little nervous when asked to perform at an advanced screening of The Incredible Burt Wonderstone in Chicago. I wasn't nervous about the gig. I do strolling gigs all the time. I was nervous that I would be promoting a movie that ended up not being great for magic. As I watched the movie, all those worries went away. The beginning is really sincere story about a young Burt getting his first magic kit, and from there the laughs never stopped. The people behind this movie really did their homework. The magic set looks just like the magic sets we all started with. The style of the illusions and even the attitudes of the magicians were spot on. For example, we all know a guy like Jay Morph's character, Rick the Implausible. And if you don't know that guy, you are that guy. While many of the effects look CGI, not all were accomplished with post-production. Some were, but some were not. Steve Carell's costume change at a kid's birthday party looks so good. I'm sure many lay people will be convinced that was a camera trick. Jim Carrey nearly steals the show as Steve Gray, the brain rapist. He has some of the best lines. The brain rapist. Rapist. Whoa. I don't know what I was thinking there. He has some of the best lines, and his physical comedy style matched with the street magic cliche was near perfect. So, according to this magician, it's a great movie, and the guy I work with said it's a really good movie, so I recommend going to see it. I can't give my personal review of it yet, but just from the buzz I've heard in the magic community and the buzz I've heard from my coworker, I hear it's a great movie. But the ratings for Burt Wonderstone kind of suggest that a lot of people aren't really into magic, because despite good word of mouth amongst magicians and a big media push from Steve Carell, The Incredible Burt Wonderstone arrived with little fanfare for moviegoers. Last week, it pulled in only $10.3 million behind both the second week of Oz the Great and Powerful and surprise Halle Berry thriller The Call. Wonderstone will certainly go down as a disappointment for studio Warner Brothers. In comparison, another silly comedy pairing a niche art, Blades of Glory, made $33 million in week one, and Carell's last over-the-top comedy, Dinner for Schmucks, minted $23 million on opening weekend. IMDb, or Internet Movie Database, estimates Wonderstone's budget to be $30 million. So it's definitely not going to make that a lot of money. But as I was thinking, The Great and Powerful Oz is in 3D, Burt Wonderstone's not. A lot of people might go see Burt Wonderstone after they see Oz the Great and Powerful. I've been talking to some magicians who say, oh, I'm really going to go see Burt Wonderstone, but I want to see Oz first because I want to see the special effects in 3D. So that is kind of Burt Wonderstone, my little rant about Burt Wonderstone and my little lecture about it. So I recommend going to see Oz the Great and Powerful because I hear it's really good, and some people I work with went and saw it, and it was really good. And Burt Wonderstone I hear is really good too. So go watch both of these because I hear they're really good. You want to pull a little prank on somebody, a cool Twitter prank or a cool Facebook prank or an Instagram prank, you could actually float. Let me tell you how to do that. You get on a concrete surface like a street or a sidewalk or something, and just pour some water on the ground. Just pour some water and step away from it. Step behind or step in. If you got the circle, step so you're standing, well, whatever, so that you're in front of the camera. So step so that you're this way. So if the puddle of water is here and the camera is right there, you step back here. And if you take a picture of yourself, it looks like you're floating because the puddle of water will make it look like that you are floating. Looks like you're floating above the puddle of water, which looks really cool. But you can only do that on Instagram or if you take a picture of yourself. But it looks really cool. And so you can actually go to collegehumor.com. I'll post the link to that picture down below. And you can actually see the picture of it. It looks really good if you don't know the secret. But if you know the secret, you can kind of tell that the guy is not floating above the water. But it looks really cool. All right. And my last little rant here is, if you haven't watched it, there's 2 weeks left to watch it. It's also on demand. If you haven't been watching it on the History Channel, it's the Bible on the History Channel. If you're not Christian, you can ignore this part, and you can skip past this part in the video. But if you're Christian, I recommend watching the Bible on the History Channel because it's the acting is really good. It's not one of those cheesy Bible films you watch in like Sunday school. This is a really well-produced Bible kind of mini movie. It's going to be 10 mini episodes throughout 5 weeks. So it's a 2-hour-long episode. They've already done 3. There's 2 more to go. And Easter Sunday is going to it's going to end with the resurrection of Jesus and the crucifixion. So it's really well produced. Some of it's really hard to watch. If you know the Bible story, like Abraham killing or getting ready to sacrifice his son Isaac to the Lord, and the Lord says, "Abraham, stop." That was a tough scene to watch. I mean, I cried a little bit watching it because the acting is just that good. Cheesy Bible films, and they actually look dirty because back in that time, if you watch one of the cheesy Bible movies, they're like all in white robes and they look all pristine. But back in that time, there was dirt and they were all dirty and not good hygiene. So, yeah. But it's a great little story to watch. You can watch if you missed the first 3 on demand, or I think you can even go to history.com and watch them. But it's a great Bible movie to watch. The acting is really, really good. And I bet you it's going to be really tough to watch Jesus dying on the cross. So we'll see how that's going to play out. That's going to be really tough to watch probably. So, and that's on the History Channel, 8 p.m. Eastern Time to 10 Eastern Time. So I recommend watching it because it's really, really good. I can't talk enough about that because it's really well produced. So, really well produced. All right, that's going to be it for the Talk is Right this week. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about. Continue to watch my 365-day magic challenge, and I'm going to bring back YouTube Speaks a little bit for this. You don't actually have to make a video response, but just if you want to weigh in on your thoughts or comments about anything that's I've done on the Talk is Right this week, anything I've talked about, if you want to weigh in on your thoughts on it, definitely weigh in and let me know what you guys think. So about anything I've talked about this week on the Talk is Right, you can leave a comment down below. So thank you guys, and I will see you next time for the next episode of The Talk is Right. See you then, everybody. Bye.
This is the Zachman18 speaking for The Talk is Right, a 444RR production.